The most powerful dirt bike is a topic that comes up often in the world of motorsports. Generally speaking, this refers to the bike with the highest amount of horsepower and torque. These figures are often published by manufacturers, so you can check them out when you're looking at bikes. However, there are other factors that should be considered when looking at power capabilities for your own dirt bike, such as weight and frame type. We'll cover each of these aspects below so you can get an idea for what makes one model more powerful than another. What makes a dirt bike powerful? There are two things that make a dirt bike powerful: its engine and its transmission. The engine is the heart of your dirt bike. It's what gives you power, whether it be via gas or electricity. As for the transmission, this refers to how your bike transforms that power into motion when you ride it around on trails, or in races, or wherever else you want to ride. So let's talk about horsepower first. What is horsepower? Horsepower is a measure of the amount of power a bike can produce. It indicates how fast a bike can accelerate, and it's usually measured in kilowatts, kW. The higher the number, the greater your acceleration. Number 2, torque. Torque is the tendency of a force to cause rotation. This can be observed in everyday life when you grab a wrench and turn it, or when you push your car uphill. Torque is measured in Newton meters, which represents the product of force and distance from the axis of rotation. Torque causes rotation. How fast this happens depends on both angular velocity, the speed at which something rotates, and moment of inertia, how much resistance there is to change in angular velocity. When torque exceeds what an object can handle, it breaks apart, just like the car that couldn't make it over that hill. 7 most powerful dirt bikes in the world. Finding the most powerful dirt bike in the world is not easy. Many factors play a role in determining which bikes are considered the most powerful. From the motor size and displacement to wheel size and suspension travel, there's a lot to consider. Below are some of the top bikes on this list. Number 1. Aprilia RXV55. The Aprilia RXV55 has a top speed of 113 miles per hour, weighs over 303 pounds, and features a 549cc engine that puts out 55 horsepower. With the 0 to 60 time of 4.16 seconds. You'll be amazed at how quickly this bike can go from stopping to flying down the road. This model is designed for bold riders who are looking for something more than just average speed on their dirt bike. It's perfect if you're an adrenaline junkie looking for a ride that will leave other dirt bikes in the dust. Number 2. KTM 450 SXF. The KTM 450 SXF is powered by a 449cc engine that produces 45 horsepower at 9,500 revolutions per minute, and 41 foot-pounds of torque at 8,000 revolutions per minute. This bike weighs just 237 pounds, so it's not too heavy to be considered an off-road dirt bike. With a top speed of 123 miles per hour, this bike will win races among any sprinting dirt bikes. Number 3. Beta 450 rupees. The Beta 450 rupees is a 450cc 4-stroke dirt bike, meaning it uses gasoline and oil to power the engine. This means that you need to mix them together in a special ratio before you can use them. The engine's high speed requires special handling skills, so you'll need to have some experience with this type of motorcycle before taking it out for a spin. The Beta 450 rupees has a top speed of 110.9 miles per hour, 177 kilometers per hour, and can reach 60 miles per hour, 97 kilometers per hour, in 2.9 seconds on flat ground with no wind resistance or interference from other vehicles or objects on the road. It also takes just over 7 seconds to hit 100 miles per hour, 161 kilometers per hour, which isn't bad considering how fast it goes. If you want an awesome bike at an affordable price, then this should be at the top of your list. Number 4. ATK Intimidator. There are a few different ways to answer the question, what's the most powerful dirt bike? One way is to look at top speeds. The fastest motocross bikes go up to 110 miles per hour. But they have less torque than some of the other options on this list. Another way is by looking at horsepower, a measure of how much power an engine can produce at one time. The most powerful motocross bikes can produce up to 78 horsepower from its 685cc 2-stroke engines, and reach speeds as high as 110 miles per hour, kilometers per hour. Finally, you can look at torque, that is, how much twisting force an engine produces per revolution of its crankshaft. One such example is Yamaha's YZ450 F4-stroke twin, which generates 44 feet lb-f, 59 Nm of torque from its 549cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine that puts out 47 horsepower at 9,500 revolutions per minute, and has a dry weight under 250 pounds, 113 kg. Number 5. BMW G650X Challenge. The BMW G650X Challenge is a lightweight street bike that can also be used to explore dirt roads. It has a dry weight of 168 kilograms, which is on par with some other models that are more focused on off-road use. The engine's top speed is 104 miles per hour, and it can accelerate from 0-60 miles per hour in just 3.9 seconds. The wet multi-disc clutch offers great control over the power delivery, and makes for smoother gear changes when you're riding at higher speeds. This allows you greater safety when riding on open roads, or trails where there may be obstacles such as rocks or logs scattered across the path of travel. Having good clutch control means you can change gears quickly when necessary, without having to worry about losing traction due to skidding tires while shifting gears under load during acceleration, deceleration maneuvers, because they'll just slap around. Number 6. Hus Vara. The Hus Vara is a Husqvarna motorcycle that was designed in Sweden and built in Italy. The bike's name means white tiger in Arabic, and it shares its name with the seventh son of the Sultan of Brunei. He's also known as Prince Azim, who is said to have owned one of these bikes himself. The Hus Vara has a top speed of 102 miles per hour, which makes it one of the fastest dirt bikes on this list. It takes just 5.22 seconds for this bike to reach 60 miles per hour. Number 7. Husqvarna Fe501s. The Husqvarna Fe501 South is a street model that uses the same engine as its dirtier cousin. With 58 horsepower from its 510cc engine, this bike can do 100 miles per hour in informal testing. However, sprinting to 60 takes about 4.5 seconds, which is not as fast as some of our other winners. The Husqvarna Fe501s will also have a street version that matches Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department specifications, and comes with a catalytic converter to meet California emissions requirements. That it won't match these speeds on the road. Conclusion: so what's the most powerful dirt bike? It depends on who you talk to. But a 350cc is usually considered to be the most powerful. The Kawasaki KDX250R and Yamaha YZ250F both come in at 283 cc's. But will still kick your butt if you're not careful. Takeaways from this video. There are many factors that go into determining how powerful a dirt bike is. There are so many different types of dirt bikes with varying degrees of power, that it's hard to say which one has the most horsepower. The best way to determine this is by talking to someone who has owned more than one type of bike, or someone who knows a lot about bikes in general, and asking them which machine would suit your needs best before buying anything new.